Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Brandon, your trusted realtor, and I'm coming to you with another great episode. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the reality that we're in now. This summer has really just frankly been interesting. Not only has summer been interesting, but the year altogether. We've had some highs, but we have had plenty of lows to last us a decade. But I'm a firm believer that life gives us clues. Think about it. There are so many lessons around us and opportunities for us to take actions as it relates to those lessons and those clues. I have a personal saying that life gives you clues. You have to listen to them. Not just a situation about buying sweaters or spending time in beautiful foreign countries and destinations. Rather, it's an ideal time at the moment for us to reassess our priorities and to really reset ourselves as it relates to what our goals are, both personally, short-term and long-term. And for many people, they are doing just that. We are paying more attention to the things that we were not previously in tune to. We have much more free mental space that we're actually able to take some time and focus on things that are outside of our norm, despite everything that is going on around us. So, with that as the backdrop, what am I really here to talk about? What is burning so much inside of me that I needed to create a thumbnail, write an article, make a video, edit that video, and then upload it to YouTube so you can then watch it and hear what I had to say? Well, it all boils down to this one statement. Winter is coming. And shouts out to my most recent client who really gets all of the credit for this idea. It came from our very initial phone call where her response to me was, winter is coming and I want to be prepared. I'm paraphrasing, but essentially that is the gist of the idea. And I was completely blown away by the fact, by this epiphany, that in the world that we're in now, many individuals are either want to find a property and they aren't able, or they have not been able to find that ideal property that they want, and winter is dying down. Even just this morning, I went outside to walk my dogs, and it recently has been raining nonstop in the DMV, and I found that there was a noticeable chill in the air, and that only reinforced A, the fact that winter is coming, and B, that I need to make this video before winter because the world is changing, and with winter coming, our status quo, our normal is gonna look so different. And let's talk about that a little bit more in detail. So, we have all been preoccupied with so many other endeavors or distractions that we've forgotten that winter is just a few months down the road. The question you have to ask yourself is, have you properly prepared for what that looks like in a COVID world? As soon as the rules lightened up and the rain showers let up, people, especially in the DMV, found themselves outside, biking, running, enjoying the great outdoors, but from a socially responsible distance. But all of that freedom, all of that space is going to be taken away from us. So the walls of your apartment are going to become your friend. The meaning of quarantine will become exponentially more real for so many more people, especially those individuals that are renting in smaller spaces. Think about it. Prior to COVID-19, we spent a vast amount of our time at work and away from our homes. Many of you have reached out to me to begin the process of purchasing a home or to make plans to purchase a home because the initial strain and frustration of a lack of sufficient space was more than you could bear, than you could handle. And now there is a whole subset of people that are going to be a little bit late to the party, if you will. Right? And I say that with the understanding that these individuals put off their home search despite having thought about it because the restrictions for going outside have let up. Now, there'll be lots of other individuals who are actively in the market for a home search. And if you know anything about the DC market, you will know that the DC market is highly competitive. So much so that individuals are bidding tens of thousands, in some cases hundreds of thousands of dollars above the asking price for a property to get into certain neighborhoods. It is an extremely competitive environment that we are finding ourselves in. So I would even wager that many people who are in that subset are also overcome with fear as a first-time buyer, whether it's fear about the process, fear about the finance, or fear in general about real estate. That further fuels the underlying procrastination that many individuals who are renters right now have as it relates to being able to at least go outside as it relates to COVID-19. But the reality is real. There comes a point where, whether there are restrictions in place or not, the sun begins to set in DC between 4:30 and 5:15 during the winter times. And during the year, or depending on the year, we either have really cold, bitter winters followed by unsettling amounts of snow. And then there are other times where we actually have winter rains and it's dreary and the mood is just damp and miserable. Either way you go, you don't want to be outside during that period of time. And unless you find yourself in a place where your apartment is going to meet your needs 90% of the 24 hours of the day, that space is going to, you will find very quickly, especially during the dark days of winter, it will become almost like a prison, because outside will be so extremely uncomfortable to participate in activities, and then inside will just be miserable. How many times can you commute from your kitchen to your living room, or from your living room to your bedroom? This circuitous pattern and this continuous hamster wheel sense of repetition will get old for many people very quickly. So the question you have to ask yourself is, where will you go? Will you take up running outside or walking outside in the cold, right? For me, the answer is very clear, right? For me, the answer is I would rather the diversity and being able to go into a sitting room or a lounge or a retreat to my basement and have a change in scenery rather than being confined to one particular space. While being able to have those comforts, I am unknowingly, by paying my mortgage payment every month, creating wealth for myself. I am creating a forced savings plan for myself. So in the future, when I decide that I want to take some other type of action as it relates to buying a larger property, starting a family, leveraging the equity in my property in order to take care of some other immediate personal need, I'll be able to do that because I've set myself up for success. And even if I'm in a place where I just want to sit on it and wait, invariably in DC, properties will appreciate, and that has been the story. I talked to, if you watch one of my last videos that I post, the young lady there mentions that she purchased her property when she was 29, and she purchased it in DC for $250,000. A renovated property now that she has that's worth almost or more than $500,000 because she's acquired an asset, she sat on it, and she is now in a position to win. So the pandemic has changed not only the way that we interact, not only the way that we do business, but also the short-term and long-term planning that we make. In addition, this year has presented numerous opportunities for home buyers and sellers. So remember, it's not about necessarily the situation or the circumstance. It's about creating a plan that is going to work for you to help you navigate the ebbs and flows of the real estate transaction. My name is Brandon. I'm your trusted realtor. Remember, winter is coming, and my prediction is that you will realize very soon that you yourself want to get out into the market to buy a home. And I look forward to being your agent to represent all of your real estate needs and wants. Take care. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification so that you can stay tuned in and in tune to the latest and greatest. Take care. Talk to you soon.